Hi, this is Tomasso from Fleshgod Apocalypse, and you're watching The Age of Metal.
Hello everyone, this is Miguel with the Age of Metal here at Phoenix, Arizona, Joe's Grotto, with not other than Tomasso from Fleshgod Apocalypse. How you doing, man?
Very good.
Okay, we were talking about the first time you guys been in the summer here in Arizona. How has been today for you guys?
Pretty hot. Yeah. I'm trying to spend most of the time in the bus.
Inside.
AC helps a lot. Yeah, it's the only way to survive.
Gotcha. Well, with the tour about to finish, I think you guys have 3-4 dates before going down to Mexico with Flesh. With
We got a couple after this, and then we fly to Mexico. Yes.
What is the balance of the tour for Fleshgod Apocalypse? I mean, this time around.
It's been really good because it was the first time we're doing a co-headlining in the US. So I mean, every time it's been really good for us here, and the fan base been growing a lot. But the first time you do something like this, it's always a bet because you don't know what's gonna happen. But actually, the turnout has been great. I think it's been more than expected actually. So we had some really good show, and especially in the big cities, and that's very important. We had a great show in New York, in Montreal. LA has been great. So I think we had the good shows in the right places, and the average of the tour has been great. And this also confirms that the package works. We've been touring with Septicflesh in other countries, and it always worked really well. And this is why we're trying to keep doing this like a team, because and we're good friends at this point, so it works. It works really well.
That's definitely a good thing, because I mean now, well, tonight we're going to experience part of the Labyrinth, the new album that came out last year. And talking about the album, how has been the response of the album live, of the live songs?
It's been great, and we're happy to see that we are learning from our live experience, even in the composition, and we're taking steps forward, and it works. People's response is great, especially, and we already know the kind of songs that we're gonna play live, and they're gonna work. And the more it happens, the more we know how to structure certain things to make music not only for the albums, but even for the shows. And beside that, Labyrinth in general it has a great response since the beginning, and the good thing is that it started really well, but I see that even after 1 year it keeps growing. So but this is why we're keeping touring a lot, because we want to spread the word as much as possible, and we know that the cycle for this album can be even a little bit longer than Agonist one, because the album's keeping being received really well. Also because I think in some ways it's also a slower album, because it's from some points of view it's less immediate than Agony, so it takes longer to get into it. Yeah. But I know that it's also good, because this means that the songs are gonna be solid for a long period. So that's good. It works.
Oh, definitely. I mean, definitely the album surprised me since the first time I listened to it. I was like, this is not way different to what you guys did in Agony. Now, Fleshgod Apocalypse came out with a couple of stunning merchandise products. One that is the pasta, that is very Italian, and the two wines, the Minotaur and Ariadna, that definitely they're linked to Labyrinth, to the story.
Yes.
How this idea of bringing these products into the metal concept?
Well, there's two. I would say there's two reasons. The first one is that for Italians, cuisine is a form of art for real, and most of the people in other countries don't understand that. But there's a lot of good food around the world, but it's just a different way of looking at food. For us, it's a real form of art. So we also wanted to export something that represent us as people and not just as the members and the characters of the band, because I think it's also cool, especially for fans, to know also who is the people behind the music. So we thought it could be a good idea, and also on one hand, I can say it's also a bit self-ironic, because I like the contrast between the very serious concept that there is behind the band and the fact that in the meantime we want to say, okay, we're people, we're Italians, we like these kind of things. We're not exporting shitty food, because that's real food and it comes from our area and it's all good stuff. And also because same reason why we did the cooking video with Francesco, because we also wanted to tell fanatics, hey guys, calm down, because this is music, and if pasta doesn't have anything to do with metal, what does have a t-shirt with metal? So there's no difference. I mean, some people just want to grab to something just to criticize, but we don't care at all. So
Gotcha. And actually, talking about that subject, the video, we will see more of that.
it could be, because it worked really well and it was so fun. So
Yeah.
you never know. Maybe next time it could be me. Who knows? I mean, because I'm actually like, beside the video thing, that was like, the idea was really cool to do it with BPMs and all that stuff. But I'm actually the one who's more about cooking in the band. So I would like to do that, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
Gotcha. Well, I mean, this year has been the year of the first times for Fleshgod Apocalypse. First time in Australia, Indonesia, China, Japan, Costa Rica. How has been the reception, or what? Well, a better way to say it, which of these countries kind of like surprised you the most?
Well, I have to say that in a way they all surprised me, because like there's some areas, some markets, especially in Europe, that is maybe more used to shows. It takes time to get there. You have to play a lot of times, even if the albums are good, the image is good, and everything works perfectly. You have to go there and play for years before conquering a fan base. But some of these places really literally shocked me, because we went there for the first time and it was like rock stars, like incredible. So we were like, okay, there's not just Europe and North America. There's a lot of things, a lot of places that are craving for metal, and we have big fan base there. Especially Costa Rica has been super good. I really liked it. I enjoyed, even the organization. Sometimes not fair, because a lot of bands like throw shit completely random into certain countries. But I have to say, Costa Rica, we had one of the best treatments ever for everything, every point of view. Like hotels, organization on stage, gear. It was really good, and that was a big surprise, and we really enjoyed that. It was cool to play with DSide. We never played with them before, and like, they're obviously our idols, so it's been super cool. And Japan was amazing. Japan was like, we had only sold out shows, and also we played 3 shows in Tokyo, and the last one was a headlining show, because there were more requests for tickets for Fleshgod Apocalypse. So that's been incredible, and it's the first time I see 15 to 20 people following all the gigs during the tour. So you see the same guys every day. They're driving, from one place to another. Especially there's I say hi to him, Masami. Hi, Masami Aida. He's the like the biggest fan we have in Japan, and he showed to be a very good friend. He helped us with a lot of things. So it's also on a personal level. It's so cool that sometimes you meet people that is, you know, just not annoying or whatever. They, you know, they interact in a positive way, and they really support the band because they believe in the music and in the project. Same for Australia. It was super good. China, it was a little smaller, like the shows were smaller, but I think that's because, I mean, we went there because we knew that it's important to start something there, because China is also, I mean, it's a huge country with so many people, but in the meantime, they still have a lot of restrictions for which regards the, you know, like informations in general. They don't have Facebook, they don't have YouTube. But if you think that already, anyways, the shows were good, and there's so many, you know, so just a few ways to spread the word there. I think what happens if tomorrow these restrictions fall? There's like 1.5 billion, you know, people. So and it's cool because I've seen even there. I mean, especially there's like people was excited because it's something new for them, and also it was cool. We were, you know, obviously we were a little afraid of that because you don't know what to expect. You know, nobody speaks English. It's pretty hard, but even that one was really good, especially because the promoter has been, you know, working really well. So it's been, you know, all these new countries we visited. For now, it's been a good surprise.
Now, this fall, you guys gonna be touring Europe with Insomnium and Stamina. What the people over there can expect on this tour from Fleshgod Apocalypse?
We, I think, you know, the main focus now for us is improving the show, because we believe in the show, and we were already doing a lot of things. I mean, if you think 3-4 years ago, it was such a, you know, everything was smaller. Now, even here in America, we bring the piano on stage. We have Veronica with us, so we try to make the show as much, you know, live as possible on every point of view. And the theatrical thing is growing, it's improving, because we really like that idea of show. And we are gonna, especially during the summer and fall, we're gonna do many things to bring, yeah, to bring the show to the next level. Of course, the, you know, the main things would be will be easier to do that when we were, you know, we'll be doing headlining shows. So obviously when you're doing even direct support, you have to cut on something sometimes, because it depends on the situation on stage and dimension of the stage, and if you share drum kit or not. You know, there's many things that still have to be discussed. But for sure, we're gonna improve the show in the summer festivals and also in the tour with Insomnium. And then we'll see. I mean, we're working on that so much, so I think there's gonna be a lot of things coming up, and we still don't know what's gonna happen after that tour, but we're already trying to work on other stuff because we need to keep doing it.
Gotcha. Well, I mean, we were mentioning about the imaginary and the image of Fleshgod Apocalypse as this band that come from a Victorian horror kind of time, and it's impacting and it's amazing. But then again, when we will see that kind of image transport into the music again, and you guys working on new music, what is next in the musical level for Fleshgod Apocalypse?
Well, we've always been following a very, very natural flow, because we don't want to stop our curiosity in any way, and I think it's pretty evident, because from Oracles to Labyrinth, there's always been so many things going on. So I think it's just gonna be the same for next time. We're always looking at the past to understand which things can be improved, which things are, you know, good things that we need to keep and to evolve in the meantime. So that, I think it's always gonna be like that. We're improving just because we like what we do. We like our music. We are curious to know what's next, and we're curious to apply our formula to many different things, to many different situations. If you see, like, already Labyrinth have at least 3 or 4 songs, like let's say Pathfinder, Towards the Sun, Minotaur, yes, but I mean, especially Pathfinder and Towards the Sun are songs in which you have elements for BPMs and kind of rhythm that we use, kind of riffing that are completely different from what we did before. But in the meantime, we managed to make them sound Fleshgod, because at this point we have our formula, we know how our music works. So we are now we have this basis, and from this we like to explore in different directions and see what happens. But I mean, more specifically, we already have a lot of ideas for the next one, both from the concept, for the image, for everything. It's gonna be another step, we're gonna renew a lot of things again and twist them and put them in a different way, but we're gonna keep that core, and the focus is to cut everything that is useless and bring that core higher and higher and make it more concrete every time. So that's what's gonna happen for sure.
Gotcha. Well, Tommaso, definitely one thing I think it's the closing one, and it's not metal related at all. At all. I know you guys are Italian football lovers, definitely. What is your prediction for the FIFA World Cup final between Argentina and Germany?
I think I think Germany will win.
Why?
But I'm supporting Argentina so bad. And I don't want to be rude with German fans, but you know, we're from the football point of view, we're little enemies in some way. So you know, I mean, Argentina has been winning other cups, so of course, you know, they're super good too. But I think that this time Germany really got the right team to win. But you never know, because on the other hand, Germany always had a problem with semifinals and finals, because I think it's a lot, you know, related to the character. They're very strict, they're very dedicated, but sometimes you need a little more heart, and it's pretty hard for them to express that sometimes. So Argentina is a southern country, so you never know what's going to happen, because it's like for Italy. I mean, we won the cup in 2006, but the semi-final against Germany, they were much better than us. But we won, so you know, you never know. I'm supporting Argentina, I have to say, but just because I have a sympathy for Argentina in general. I am super big fan of Diego Armando Maradona, so I see Messi being like another version, you know. Yeah, I really like that. So it would be cool even for him and for the team, of course, and it would be cool for, you know, a country from South America to win at this time, since Brazil had serious problems this time. but for my prediction, it could be Germany's turn. Yes, I think so.
Gotcha. Well, that will happen Sunday. We'll see what happens on that. Definitely looking forward for tonight. Tonight, Fleshgod Apocalypse here in Phoenix. Definitely looking forward for the new songs of the Labyrinth album. Definitely see you guys back on the stage, which is always great. Tomasso, thank you very much for taking the time to speak in here with us at the H Metal. Definitely looking forward for the show tonight.